Welcome to SRB TV.
Oh my God! Come on, man!
Yeah! We are here.
Hello everyone, welcome to our episode of SRB TV. I'm Kristen.
I'm Christopher.
And on today's episode, we're taking a look at Young Justice with the Phantoms finale, for now, with Season 4, Episode 26.
Death and Rebirth.
That was a sir, yeah, you're going to say death and taxes.
Death and taxes.
Yeah, and I was IRS from WWF shows up, like, saves the world for some reason. Previously in the last episode, things are kind of looking up.
For a little bit.
Our heroes in the Phantom Zone we're holding back Zod's group. The heroes on in the real world were getting over to the fortress. Unfortunately, some bad stuff happened on the fortress. Zod and his wife got their superpowers, and on top of that, a giant green eyeball chose
Be the Emerald Empress.
yeah, told her to be the Emerald Empress. They showed up, Emerald Empress blasted them. They took Superman and are proceeding to do.
They just say now they're doing the classic. We're here to take over your planet.
Yeah, and they are going to have Connor. Oh, Zod's gonna have
Execute
Connor
pretty much on live air. You know, to break his neck. All that shit.
And out of all of this, we have a question mark on the fate of both Rocket and Nightwing.
Yeah,
as Rocket
as of right
seemingly is trapped in the boom, was trapped in the boom tube when it closed, and Nightwing seems to be bleeding out and presumably dead. But
I'm just gonna presumably dead.
And Lord Zod's gonna be right by the end of this episode. That's all I feel.
Yeah,
we should have killed them when we get.
Enough said. Let's get this going. As always, since it's the finale, at the very end, as always, we'll do the breakdown of everything from the season finale breakdown to the season breakdown to even the character development for a lot of these characters. A lot to probably dive into. A lot of that, and just any other extra favorite moments of this whole season, and maybe possible potential where they can go. But for now, let's dive into this for the season finale for Young Justice Phantom Season 4, Episode 26, Death, and not taxes, and Rebirth, and taxes. So here we go. Then back into it.
Meanwhile, 5 minutes earlier. Oh, thank fucking God, he's alive! The goat's alive!
Okay. Sorry, it's not as bad as it looks.
Oh, it was illusion.
I guess it's bad enough. You're hurt.
She didn't make it.
It just gets worse.
God damn it.
But we'll have to warn Repel.
I don't think Rocket's dead.
Yeah.
I can send the prince out with medical supplies to tend the wounded. The Forger's down for the count.
Forger's down.
As is. We won't need it.
Hey, another one.
Get her by the shit.
The new one.
What the fuck did you do to my mom?
Do your duty. Prove you are worthy of the family of Zod. Family of Zod. Family of Zod. Family of Zod. I have heard you took a name, Samuel Kent.
Hey there, Johnny.
The new Superboy.
Like being your uncle.
Right there.
I can't kill him again.
Again.
He's family.
Yeah!
You must kill them both.
Vin Diesel is strong in this one.
Fine.
Powerful enough.
Hold back.
You gotta let it loose.
We're evacuating all.
It's for your fiance. They took him. Focus on that part.
But like I said, his mind is
only in comic movies I can say, giant green eyeball is shooting a school bus out of the sky.
Reopen the.
Where are these enemies?
Here's one.
Double yoink!
I can't see you, sorceress, but I can taste your mind.
Her my mom will you.
Put down before he goes all super.
Right. Before.
Keep him busy. Understood. Good. I wanted a rematch.
There you go. I want a rematch.
gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
Hi.
That's the power of love! Oh god, it feels so good to say that again.
Now handle this bruiser. Calder, you keep Zod occupied. Yes, that is my intent.
10 says.
I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him.
You will die for that.
Oh, you.
House of L. So, for the future of New Krypton, for the future of Earth.
Yeah! Hey. Oh no! She's dead!
I love this world. It has made me a god. You want to be a god?
You wanna be a
You'll
god.
have to go through me.
Oh, yeah.
You fuck with my fiance. I'll fuck with you. Oh yeah!
They've never fought together before, that's the thing. Compared to us, like, it's like they never fought together.
Stop trying to kill my man.
Oh, God!
Oh
damn.
yeah! Stop trying to kill my man!
Yeah.
Miss me?
Yeah!
I'll explain later.
Yeah,
Ship.
the ship.
I will not be cheated of my reward.
Wait, Metatron! Metatron saved her.
Oh.
We're glad Connor was dead.
Sorry, General. Should have waited for your troops. And you should have learned on Krypton. Never mess with the elves.
L's.
Yeah! Never mess with the L's.
Husband!
Oh, now everybody
Now
else
you show up.
go.
What happened? Did the... Super boy? Are you alright? Not. With lore on the loose in a time sphere. We're right back where
No.
we started.
We won the battle, but
Rocket.
not the war.
We are so excited to be here, Emery.
Actually, I've decided to go back to being Marie Moors. That's my name.
It's so weird they got the voice of Starfire for her sister.
Liday. Well, to put it simply, we need more than the all-purpose room at the youth center can provide. We need a place where our people can go to escape the life for a day, a week, a month.
To get away from the
A
hero.
sabbatical
Yeah.
location, a
Somewhere
retreat.
they can
A
receive
retreat for
treatment.
heroes.
A sanctuary.
We return to the Phantom Zone. The heroes won't find a single Kryptonian in the zone.
Oh.
Clarion was surprisingly cooperative.
Clarion got them out.
Seemed to enjoy the hunt. And Apocalypse required.
For past service. And part of some experiment he was running.
Yes, that sounds more like
Neutron. I love that. They're just used to playing random experiments.
Yeah.
Preset the coordinates. Brought me to Metropolis right on time.
You're stuck there.
No.
Yeah, it kills him. It kills him.
Metatron got back your ass.
And that's the body they saw. Remember, the outline of the body. And they immediately assumed it was Connor.
They had to complete the timeline.
Yep.
You know what? I'll give you that one, man.
I give Metron that one, man. That was a cool little...
Meanwhile,
Calculate a 99.84% likelihood that the timeline has been substantially restored.
hey!
0.16%. Just don't go there.
Just don't go there.
Appreciate the fact you can go home.
You're leaving?
It is long past time. But
Look, it's a couple of the Harpers. Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh.
there you go. It's so cool!
We fuck with my man. This is one of my favorite ones this
The
episode.
state of Rhode Island, the website that ordained me last night.
The website that ordained me last night.
Long
Like,
life.
whole Justice League, not one motherfucker ordained except for this guy.
For y'all. I now pronounce you husband. Eclipse as tribute. Decades ago,
Supergirl?
she was sent to the Phantom Zone alone.
Oh, wait.
This is Kara Zor and
Oh!
the Supergirl. Together,
The Supergirl.
Kara and Mary represent the next generation.
She was in the Phantom Zone too. In the Phantom Zone too.
You better give us a season 5, motherfuckers!
Wow. Okay. So.
God damn it! I was really hoping there wouldn't be that kind of end credits scene. Like, okay, I'm happy because I was wondering, are we going to get back to the Mary Marvel thing? Because they just stopped with that. But no, they came back. Now she's Black Mary, which, whatever her name. But Supergirl was the bigger surprise.
Yeah.
They brainwashed her. Which, remember, there was that movie, the animated film. They showed when Darkseid originally tried to do that.
Yeah, and then they were able to turn her back over pretty much. But anyways, this was a really good. I love this finale.
It was a good finale.
It was an awesome finale. Great action. I love all the stuff that they came back with. Coming back with the villains and things like that. It was cool. It was awesome to see all this play out the way it did. Mm-hmm. I loved how it's like, in a way, he was like I said, like I was saying before, since he arrived on Earth and his body's been healing, his mind has been healing. Mm-hmm. That's why he couldn't kill him. Because even he's like, he's family. I can't. Mm-hmm. But I really fucking love how even when they even told McGann going, you're going to have to go to that dark side. Whether you want to or not.
You get away from my man!
I like that you stay away from my man. But it's like, she had no other choice. She's like, you have to tap into that dark side, very much that we saw before, that you had to, it's like, you have to. If you want your man back, it's like, you have to do whatever it takes.
I think the most fucked up one was how Lore died. Like, seriously.
But that was great is that, again, with the writing, how they kind of connected that loop of like, oh, that's the body they assumed was Connor's, but was actually Laura's body instead.
I'd love to fucking get some. It's like the second gruesome death of this next to the clone of the founder of Atlantis.
Oh yeah.
Like, fucking hell. Yeah, it was great. The good guy saved the day. Brainiac showed up saying, nah, you fixed about a very big chunk of the future. And I love how even Impulse is like, and when her question like, look, just take the win.
Yeah, because they're like, only 98%. Wait, only 98%. It's like, just take the win. Just take it.
Just take the win. Just take the win.
That 2%, let them figure it out.
But
it's like...
But it was a sweet and touchy ending.
Yeah, it was cool.
Metatron got what he wanted. Rakim got what she wanted. And everybody, it worked out in the end. Of course, we now know that fucking... Jesus Christ, Savage went to Phantom Zone, recovered all the Kryptonians there, and except for one, as we found out in the final credit scene, have captured them. And on top of that, shit, man. Knowing full well this show, as far as we know right now, has been just shelved, it sucks we're ending on that note. How, they've started a new group of Furies. One of being Supergirl. Like, Black Mary, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It's Zatanna's fucking fault. It's still one of the things I hated about that mid-ish season finale. Yeah. Like, them turning her back like that. Don't mind that. I think eventually they'll get her back on the good side. Same goes for Supergirl. But the Supergirl one caught me off guard. I was not expecting that one.
The way he said,
but that's the catch with fucking with the timeline. Mm-hmm. That's the catch. With the Legion fucking with the timeline, it caused the bad guys to find her instead of the basically... No, it's basically what Zod said about imagine what would happen if you landed in that, with Zods or the bag,
if you landed somewhere else. In this case, that's what they said, oh, we found her in one of the... in one of the actual, pretty much, places that they dropped her off at.
Yeah, so, doesn't surprise me there that the 99.8, there's that 0.2 that was, oh shit.
No, 98 point, it was 98 point something, that's what it was.
The high percentage chance that, it was going to be Supergirl that ultimately fell to that fate.
Yeah.
Beast Boy, girlfriends out.
Yeah, because they become Granny Goodness's newest Furies. Remember?
I know, that's what I said.
Yeah. I'm just the actual term for them.
Yeah, Beast Boy, fortunately, finally called it ends with his previous girlfriend, which is
Which is
fine.
understandable.
He's still going to recovery, which is great.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, her and Tara were sitting next to each other. I'm like, wow, this bit on the nose there, huh, writers? Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Not judge.
And it's still leaving it as if pretty much she still has birth. She still gives birth to Lore Zod pretty much because you see pretty much the eye guiding.
The planet. Sorry to interrupt. The planet McGann's brother landed on. Did you find out what that was?
Yeah. I know it was a planet that had like a war that was a war that took place there that was called the 6 Minute War. Let's see here. I guess what lived there pretty much were shape-shifting. Well, pretty much what was originally there, depending on where they're going with this here, are like I guess the inhabitants that live there are like shape-shifting inhabitants, and they can stretch to whatever form that they need to be stretched to, or something like that. But kind of like that in a way, but it's interesting where they can go with that.
We know where Emerald Chick went, which was Daxon, which is the sister planet.
He was just trying to find a home planet for his kind, the ones that are kind of like...
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Yeah. But then Emerald Chick went to Daxon, which is the sister planet of Krypton. I remember that because of the Supergirl show.
Yeah.
And that's where... we'll pause on that, but like... Yeah, that's an interesting part as well.
Yeah.
Like, they mess with the timeline just enough, that tiny 2% chance where things are going to be completely shifting and different, you know?
Yeah.
So, for the most part, yeah, I think this was a solid finale.
Because Durla, that's what I said for Durla, that's a place for the white Martians, pretty much. That's where they want to have.
Now, let me ask you, though, because we're going to get into the season overall. Like, how much of the season did you want to go over? Because I vaguely remember the first half.
The first half, what I remember, it was more of this. Again, it was more just again. You know what's funny too? I don't know if I mentioned this in the last season. The first letter of each episode spelled out something.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Season 3, it was prepare the anti-life equation. That was the last season because that was a return season.
Okay.
This season, it spelled out invitation to kneel before Zod. So pretty much that's what it spelled out. Each first letter of each word, pretty much for this whole season.
Won't be surprised if it hopefully like a season 5. It spells out we're back, bitches.
Yeah, but no. Well, the first the first half of the season? Of course we got like kind of like everything building up to the second half was. You know, it's like we had to deal with not only with Superboy and him getting married on her planet on Mars. But also at the same time, we're seeing every side of certain things, pretty much from the effects of Connor's death, but also dealing with the magic with Zatanna, pretty much. All of that with Clarion, the biggest thing of them all, with Clarion.
The stuff the stuff with Clarion, the stuff with Mary Marvel. There was something else. Beast Boy still.
At the time, a little bit with Beast Boy. You know, dealing with the fact of. The death of Connor was really affecting him. That was when we got into the second half, pretty much, because I know in the second half is when we started diving deeper into more of that where it started really affecting him. But more of the second half dealt with more of like we're seeing where Aquaman's in their world, Atlantis, what's going on in their world, stuff like that. But no, again, what I loved about like I said, this season has to be my favorite season, and it's because of the writing. Because they built everything up where everything led to one initial moment. Yeah. Pretty much. That's where everything went. And even when you had that plot hole where it's like, well, what was going on during their event? And they kind of answered all those questions. They kind of resolved like certain questions that it's like, were like things that were happening with everything building up to certain points. And like during this, remember, because that's why we remember when we were like during that big moment in Atlantis or something like that, where they saw Dr. Fate and the others leaving, and it was like, oh crap, this is like kind of filling in that gap of like this is how they were handling the situation in their own world, in their neck of the woods type of thing. And I love the season overall. That's why I said it's my favorite season. The writing was just fan-fucking-tastic. I mean, we dive into different things down to even to a point where we see Beast Boy going to freaking therapy, breaking down psychologically, realizing he seriously needs fucking help, but I just love like I said, I just love how they wrote all of this. They, the way they built up certain stories and characters, even potentials for literally other characters, for later on at some points. I even love, like I said, these last 3 episodes we just watched, how he brought up an OG Titan, Danny Chase, that I wasn't aware of, but luckily he brought up, and it was just like, it tells me how good the writing is, how far they dive into the history of Titans, of Teen Titans overall, and just dived into that lore and everything. It was just fantastic, just seeing everything. I mean, it's like that we see some people, not make it, stuff like that, but it's like that sacrifice that they had to make just to, protect
this season, I guess the biggest price thing to notice about this season overall is that, unlike, first 2 seasons were definitely Cartoon Network, stuff like that. Season 3 was definitely still that Cartoon Network vibe, a bit more.
This season took it very serious.
This was definitely a bit more like more lean, more towards an adult-oriented animated show.
Yeah,
you could tell that from a couple of noticeable deaths, lots of blood, very heavily on the sexual innuendos.
It felt like, I'm not gonna say it's exactly like it, but it's as if we wanted a live-action show of this would have presented it perfectly well, because everything they did was like something you get in a more of like a hardcore Titans, like mature type of level that people wanted to see and stuff like that for storytelling and everything. And that's why I said that's why I loved the season, and it went to another level in the season. I loved it, hands down. By far my favorite season so far. I have to admit.
Okay, so we have character development. And
there's a lot of characters.
We're recording this late, and there's a lot of characters that were in this show that deserve the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm asking, we need to choose the biggest key characters we think got the most development. I feel like got important development throughout this season.
Beast Boy.
Beast Boy? Okay, let's break it down. Let's see. We'll start with Beast Boy.
Beast Boy.
I think Beast Boy got the biggest development of all
of them.
Handling not only the trauma of losing Connor in the first half of the season,
but everything that he's been building up from certain other people's deaths. That from the start, from his own mother to where he's at now, he's been bottling up, and it finally blew up. Finally facing his demons thanks to the help of Black Canary therapy sessions. To his friends as well, trying to tell him to get help and stuff like that, and Canary helping him out.
Get to that in season 5 dots. It was very well done. I will say it again, Greg Sipes, I didn't expect the man had it in him.
Mm-hmm.
He's always played Beast Boy jokingly. Here, it was really amazing seeing Ben Flex's acting chops here as Beast Boy. Really good job with him overall. And there's definitely been a turning point for him where it goes. We'll get to that when we talk
about potential season 5 and where they possibly go with that. I need one. Do you think of another?
Okay, so let's see. Well, let's Superboy and Ms. Martian. We'll put them together
in this one.
Considering that they've
come a long way from season 1.
If anything, this finale was a cap to their story.
To their overall story, pretty much, and where they've been from season 1 to now.
I remember getting so pissed when, in season 2 of Young Justice, she moved on to the mermaid to the Lagoon Boy thing. Moved on to that. I'm like, what the fuck? Come on.
But it was great development for them, pretty much realizing it's the type of thing where it's like they've come a long way. They've come so far. And even here in this finale episode, when she fully kind of brought them back, it's like just those memories of where they were starting and where they eventually became, where they got to in a way where they realized they need each other.
It was great. It was also great with Megan tackling her issues with growing up as a white Martian on Mars. Yeah. Growing up, being judged and profiled and prejudiced against, and it was really cool seeing her facing that, getting to hear more about why she takes on more of a humanoid appearance than take on a full Martian look. And we know her look has evolved. She's gone through multiple evolutions of her appearance.
That's why I like it even at the end here, was she went back to.
I like this design of her where she still has the long red hair but still has the white skin to represent her Martian heritage.
Yeah, her Martian heritage. She finally has come to an acceptance of what she is.
She finally made peace with her family, including her I think younger sister or older sister.
Her younger sister.
Her younger sister, which was great. And like, if I had like one downside, I wish there was a bit more on how she recovered.
Yeah.
Because, like, I know Beast Boy was the main subject, considering how much he's gone through, but, like, I would have loved a little bit more with McGann, how she recovered after Connor's, at the time, passing, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, if I had, like, one criticism about that, I wish there was more on her development of, like, getting help.
Yeah.
But I know they made it sound like, oh, she just went to Black Canary, and she's doing better. She's recovering. Yeah. But, like, I kind of wanted a bit more. Like, she's been through so much with her family in that first half, especially all the stuff she's been through with Superboy, having lose him so abruptly, you know. Definitely those two.
I'm trying to think of who else. I'm trying to think of, like, the ones that's, like, they had a key point in some type of story overall, or at least throughout the
There was Tigress, who was going through stuff with her sister, and, like, finally convincing her sister to be better.
Yeah.
And, like, it worked out for the most part. And so much we can talk about for a potential season 5, but, like, just what she's doing there to raise what's there is, like, to learn, be better is great. Yeah. Like, and she realized that as well. Man, I wish we got more out of Harper's. I know.
Ever since last season, that one episode.
Their episode last in season 3 was like one of my favorite episodes of the show. Like, it was such a nice break from the usual seriousness that the show usually gives, of just multiple different fucked up versions of one Roy Harper just dealing with it. Like, it was so great.
A security company of all things.
It was so fun. I was so hoping to get that this season, and we only got like a brief appearance of them at the wedding. It's like, but yeah, I think Tigress did fine. I'm looking at, remember the intro sequence of the characters they usually focus on. Zatanna was definitely, she had her faults. I think my biggest criticism of her is just throwing Mary Marvel to the wayside.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Don't think that was honestly, that was
her fault. And I think she's gonna, again, that's gonna be in a potential season 5, but it's like she's gonna have to learn pretty much.
I think she's. We'll pause on that. Another thing we'll pause on when we talk season 5.
But overall, though, she was just trying to help develop new type of magicians. You know, new people like her in a way, and at the same time, also possible potentials for Dr. Fate too, which was really
if
cool.
she could have seen that Mary was a double-edged sword. She was trying to save her friends, but at the same time caving into her addiction. Like, maybe she could have helped her, like how everybody came to help Beast Boy, but it bothers me so much that she threw her to the wayside like that. Like, it bugs.
It's a type of thing where, but the thing is, to me, I see it as more, this has to be a lesson that she has to learn on her own type of thing, where it's like she has to learn the hard way in a way where it's like you weren't there for her. You just tossed it to the side like it was nothing, and it's a type of thing where it's like she's gonna have to learn the hard way of learning of like sometimes you have to have pay attention for those that really need that help.
Then we got Aquaman. The Aquaman we know now. Yes. Because there's now 2. So one of my favorite lines.
I know.
Look, if there can be like multiple Green Lanterns and multiple Flashes, there can be 2 Aquaman.
Man, yeah.
But it was really great in the second half of the season.
To see him evolve, to see him more in that role.
And Poseidonus, people telling him, okay, you don't need to just take sabbatical for Connor's passing. You need to take a sabbatical in general because you've been going full force since you were a kid. When we weren't there to support you, you've been going full force. You need to stop. Yeah. You need to pause.
And that goes back to, which was really cool, which I love what Black Canary had stated in the last finale episode, where it's like, for these young heroes, for even any type of hero, it's like we need a place to where we can get away. Like you said, a sabbatical, some place where we can unwind and get away from all this. Because sometimes, like you said, it's like you said, pretty much with Aquaman, it's like for some of them they've been doing this non-stop. They have not had no time to sit down, breathe, to relax, to take in the fresh air. It's like they've been so focused on doing their job, and that is it. You know, and that's where I even like in that one end credit scene where it's like where we had Aquaman talking to Canary, stating, going, I really need to start grieving. You know, it's like for a lot of losses that I've had, I haven't had the time to sit down and grieve. You know, and that's why it goes back to what Black Canary has stated, going, we need a sabbatical for heroes. Like, we need some type of place of like calmness for our heroes to relax, to get away from the crazy.
Well, there is a place of solitude that's a fortress. I mean, you could probably.
But I understand what she's saying. It's like we need to find.
I know.
You know, it's like we need to find a place for everybody to relax.
And Nightwing was there. I feel like that's it for Nightwing. Like his character developed. No, remember how we were talking about how McGann and Superboy's relationship arc like finished here. Nightwing's cap as soon as he turned into Nightwing. Like, as soon as he converted himself to Nightwing and got through his shit in, like, Season 2 and Season 3, especially stuff with Damian, oh my god.
Yeah, it's a whole different story.
He did fine.
Look,
in the end, he's the one who got everybody together. He's the one who basically helped.
He brought the OG, in a way, he brought the OG team together to help one of their own. Yeah, you know, that's what it was. And he did his part, you know, and it was cool, too, to see that every now and then, his own sabbatical, if you think about it, was just doing the circus. That was his own way of getting away from it all, was just going back to Haley's Circus to relax and do what he loves doing the most, you know? You know, so that's what which was really cool. Is like that was his own vacation, you know, and that's like I have to pull you right back in, you know, just to get back into the swing of things. But like I said,
Basement Boys Down 2, Nightwing was there.
Yeah, he was there.
Yes.
Now
potential for season 5. Let's get through this quick because I feel like we have a bunch of bullet points we kept on running into talking about character development. Okay, so with Emerald going to Daxam, we're probably going to see the appearance of Mon-El because he's the most notable person from there and future Legion member.
Yeah,
as we find on the
Supergirl.
And one version of it, yes. We're talking about the retreat place. They could factor that in. There's of course what was it? The Damian Wayne stuff could be finally brought up.
They bring that up because they teased it, and after that we didn't hear from it ever again the rest of the season.
The Damian Wayne stuff can be brought up. Maybe talking more about how Superboy ultimately impacts the Legion, like that could be brought up as well.
A little bit more on that, yeah.
I didn't want to tackle the obvious ones first. Like the obvious ones is Zatanna dealing with what she caused in Black Mary.
With Black Mary.
Supergirl being a cause of the Legion changing the past. Her cause and effect. What Savage is going to do with the captured Zod soldiers and Zod himself.
Yeah, how's that going to factor into what he's going to use them for, or what is he doing? Because right now it feels like he's just collecting a lot of just certain people pretty much.
What McGann's brother plans on doing with the planet he was put on. Let me think. Think. Beast Boy's future relationship with Terra.
Brion, Markovia.
Thank you! That was the one I'm so fucking pissed off at. They didn't bring it back. Yeah. They didn't bring it back.
They just left it off the way it was. So I think that's going to be another good chunk for us next season.
Last update, I was looking online for, like, when we were talking character development, about Season 5. As of right now, according to the showrunner, he made it sound like it's just been shelved. Because he's like, unless we get a green light, we can't do anything.
And right now, I think they shelved it because, again, they're just trying to see... they're trying to balance everything out with Max.
Because
the merger and everything.
Titans got the confirmation final season. Doom Patrol got the confirmation final season. Young Justice didn't get that confirmation. At all.
Because, again, they can still make this an Elseworld story. You know, that's what it is. They make this an Elseworld story, and
I'm sure Gunn looks at that and sees potential, especially with his future animated stuff like Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to think of anything else. Maybe we'll see more of a Razor.
Maybe try to see more.
He's the first half red, half blue Lantern of his universe. Maybe we finally
finish his story of like
he's trying to find Aya. Maybe we get more of that as well. this is gonna sound funny, but you know what I mean when I say this. Maybe see more Forager's relationship with Forager. You know, maybe see that. Maybe see more Forager and her Green Lantern abilities.
What are we gonna do with Danny Chase? You know, was like, what's his future gonna be like? Is he gonna be stuck in this box forever, or is like, are they gonna look for some type of way of getting him out of there fully, or is they're gonna use him as is way he is?
Minor gripe. It's obvious it's being voiced by the same guy who voices Impulse.
Yeah.
He's just using a country accent.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm like, guys, come on, you couldn't hire at least one more voice actor. You got like 50. Like, the credits alone are hilarious when you watch this show. How does Clarion factor into all this, considering he's the one who got Savage
He
to
helped
Phantom Zone?
Savage pretty much. It's like, he helped him get into the Phantom Zone and everything, and it's just like, even though
you have that dynamic between Superboy and Supergirl now, with one being brainwashed and recovering thanks to McGann, and the other one just flat being brainwashed.
And how do the fates and, you know, the two, remember the two things implement very much, or tap into that? Because remember, Savage was, you know, remember Dr. Fate came and it's like, no, nice try, but no. So it's like, how does that factor into his story?
Speaking of that, they still haven't talked about what the crack in Dr. Fate's helmet, if that's going to be ever addressed again. That's going to be an interesting concept. They tackle that. I'm trying to think of anything else. Like, there's a lot they could play off of for season 5. There's a lot of theories online already about where they can go, what they can do. Like, there's so much they can honestly, like, tackle. And, like, there's so much nowadays, like, I'm trying to see something. I know I was skimming, like, Reddit for a split second. Okay, there could be, like, an appearance. We haven't seen Reverse Flash in this, which would be interesting. See Impulse deal with something like that, because I don't think he's ever dealt with a Reverse Flash in his time. More on the Flashes. There's like 3 of them now. Yeah. 3 of them. I mean, it's a comic book show too.
I still don't think Kid Flash is still dead. We all know that.
It's a comic book thing. You got.
They can still bring him back. Since they did in the comics, they kind of did bring him back in a way, or at least one of the Flashes bring him back. So it's like there's a potential for that if they wanted to mix it into a storyline, possibly.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else. We know Violet. What was it? Halo's girlfriend becomes a member of the Bat Family.
Yeah, becomes.
Will we see more of that next season?
She becomes a spoiler. That's what she becomes.
Will we have an episode where she partners up with Nightwing for a bit, or has to help out Nightwing with something, and he kind of sees something in her? That would be cool to see. Like, I'm trying to figure out who the guy in the middle of in that wedding scene was, where he's like, "Wait, you're telling me all my friends are superheroes?" I don't remember who that guy.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember.
Well, we never see Mr. Mitsopilic. I would love to see a Mitsopilic episode. Hell, Gilbert Gottfried's still alive, so I mean, you can get him to voice him. Like, that would be a great throwback. Trying to think of anything else. I think that's all I can think of what they could do with, like, season 5. Like, there's a lot of potential there with, like, the sabbatical stuff, the new Furies, and, like, Savage's plans with the Zod army. Like, that I can see as, like, a big finale for, like, the next season, or a mid-season, if anything else. Will we see more on Tomore's son? Because it confused you and me in episode 24 for like 2 seconds. I think overall, it's still a solid show. I'm crossing my fingers. Hopefully Gunn sees the potential, still sees so much potential in Young Justice for what it brings to the table. For those fans who grew up with, like, Batman the End series, Justice League Unlimited, Green Lantern anime, like, all of that, see the potential that Young Justice can deliver still. Like, there's a lot of potential with the show, and there's a lot of great lore attached to it, even for hardcore DC fans, and not as hardcore DC fans, but still fans of the DC Comics lore. Yeah. Like, will we see anything from, like, that Watchmen tie-in they did? Like, will we see anything from what they did in DC Rebirth? Will we see anything that the future? There's plenty to hold within the Young Justice series. But that's all I got. It's still one of, like, the best animated shows around, superhero animated shows around. still amazing writing from people who've been in the business long enough to know what it takes to truly write. And guess what? You still got your Batman show coming.
Yeah.
To Amazon, which is weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, how did Warner Discovery look at that and went, no. Just no. But nah, it's good stuff overall. I'm crossing my fingers. I would say knocking all the wood, but all the wood's over there. Hoping for a season 5. I think it deserves a 5th season. Like, if anything, do the old school rule. At least 5 seasons. Give the 5th season to cap it off.
Yeah, it's the type of thing where it's like if you really do want to get Young Justice, let it at least have one more season to kind of cap off what this whole series is all about, kind of thing. It's like just wrap it up really well. Yeah, like end it right if you want to end it, because this is such a phenomenal series.
You don't have to tie up every single loose end. Just the loose ends that are very important. Yeah. Like for me, I would want the loose ends type being the main two being the Furies and the Markovia stuff.
Yeah,
those are the 2 loose ends I would love to be tied up. If they at least let them do that, that would be great. Like a 10-part finale season, that would be awesome. But
it's been a long ride for this season.
Yes, for the series in general.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, folks, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button. If you want to talk to us more about stuff like this, comment down below. If you want to share us around, share it around. And if you like us just a little bit more than anybody else when it comes to talking about this amazing DC animated show, hit the subscribe button down below. Hit that bell icon as well.
God damn, the last episode of that first half of the season was in December of 2021.
Let us know what you thought of...
Let us know what you guys thought of not only the finale episode, but this season in general. I know it's been like it's been literally 2 years since we did get through this whole season itself. But what did you guys think of this season? Do you think this season at least this series needs one more season just to kind of wrap it up?
Will they pull Clone Wars?
Exactly.
Continue.
Will they bring will the fans really bring out what we all want? Will the fans come together and give us one more season?
Comic-Con still around the corner.
Exactly. Let us let us know what you guys thoughts are. Any favorite moments, funny moments from this season that really stood out the most for you. I mean, it's been that long. I don't remember the first half of the season, but I'll just have to admit, I think my favorite moment at this point was Dick Grayson's in the episode before this, with the finale. It was a couple of great lines they had.
My favorite character moment we did, like I said, is Nightwing. He was there.
But favorite moments, favorite episodes, anything that you loved about this season. Was this your favorite season overall, or do you have another season that still stood out to be the best season of Young Justice? What are you guys' hopes and future? If they do make another season, what do you guys want to see in a new season of it? Explain to us down below. Maybe comment back and bounce off of each other and go from there. But thank you for watching for this epic, awesome season of Young Justice Phantoms. But most importantly, we thank you for watching. Put down, like I said, your thoughts of our reaction, not only to the series, but to this finale as well. But most importantly, thank you for watching.
Yes. Now, we still haven't decided what our next 2 shows are going to be as of right now. But, rest assured, DC-wise, we will be tackling the now final season of Titans, as well as the season...
At some point.
Wait. As well as not only season 3 of Harley Quinn, but the Valentine's Day special they did after season 3 of Harley Quinn.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, so we will be tackling more DC stuff. Later down the road, you gotta stay tuned. We will keep you guys up to date on where our next batch of shows is going to be as we continue our long list of catch-ups. Because we got 2 down, we just got a lot more to go.
Got more running to do on this one.
But until... it sucks, man. I wish I could say on the next episode of Young Justice, man. Just cross my fingers on that one.
Let's cross our fingers for another season, you guys. Come on. Hashtag Young Justice Season 5.
But until... man, we're going to be like... you remember that scene in Euro Trip where they go to that, parody Russia area where they're so behind, they're just now loving Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
We're gonna be that when we bring back Young Justice Season 5 and people are like, that was 2 years ago, where the fuck have you guys been? But that's going to be it, folks. So until next time, I'm Kristen.
I'm Christopher.
And this has been a very wedding-filled episode of SRB TV.
See ya.
Later.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out any of our previous reactions,
As well as one of our other SRB shows.
check out one of the playlists down below.
And if you want to check us out in the social universe,
You can find us on Twitter and Stardust,
at Super React Bros.
as well as on Facebook.
At Super Reaction Bros.